Oh, yes, we are going to be talking about freezing and ice and cryotherapy. It's awesome. I'm Dawn Eldridge with Remax Results.
And welcome back, Stephanie Havel with Wells Fargo Home Mortgage. And our guest today is Jack Youngren with Halo Cryotherapy. Welcome back,
No,
Jack.
thank you for having me.
Thanks for being on today.
Absolutely.
So I heard about you through my trainer, Jim Stathis, and he's
Perfect.
like, and I had just broken my toe. And he's
Okay.
like, you got to go and get cryotherapy. And I'm like, what? I do not want to freeze. He's like, no, it's not like that. And so I was really nervous the first
Right.
time that I went. And so I went in and it's this big machine. I put it on my Facebook page and it's good to reduce inflammation too, which I have a lot
Exactly.
of from injuries. But it was a very invigorating and cool experience that I would recommend anybody try at least once. You got to
Yeah,
try it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Couldn't agree more.
Right. Well, okay. And so I would say, I'm kind of new to it. So
Yeah.
first of all, what do you want to maybe just tell us a little bit about yourself, like how you got into it and what cryotherapy is about? And
Absolutely. Yeah. So myself, I have a physical education kinesiology background, so I'm interested in health and wellness. And I got into it. I used to work with a couple of gentlemen that were the first to bring it to the Midwest, outside of Chicago. And so we started working in cryotherapy. I was a part-timer, and long story short, my responsibilities grew, and we just opened Halo Cryotherapy in February of 2017. We rebranded and restructured into Halo Cryotherapy to specialize in cryotherapy services. Cryotherapy was created in 1978 by a rheumatologist in Japan.
Oh,
And yeah, so it was created because of its anti-inflammatory benefits. So this rheumatologist was using this pre-treatment with his rheumatoid patients
okay.
to help with better joint mobility and less joint pain during their therapy sessions.
so did he have like a stand-up
Yep.
unit like you have, or was it
Yes.
the hand? Did they have a handheld? I mean, I guess I'm kind of trying to figure out how it all started and what it looked like back then.
Right, so it was a lot different looking than it is now, but he used nitrogen vapor just like we do. It's a completely dry, naturally occurring gas, and it surrounds the body in a stand-up, it looks like a standing tanning bed of sorts. It surrounds the body, and it's just ambient cold air that exposes our skin to cold temperatures. The numbers are a little bit intimidating, but we get down anywhere from about negative 220 to negative 250 degrees below zero. And by doing so, we're alerting an emergency receptor in our skin, and that stimulates the body's natural responses. We have a built-in response to extreme heat and extreme cold. And what that does is that it helps our body to rid itself of inflammation, whether that inflammation is from arthritis or other inflammatory conditions like Crohn's disease, a number of different things, or if it's from our diet that causes inflammation, tons of things.
Too much wine?
Right, yeah. Or if we're training and we have inflammation in our muscle tissue or injury sites like Dawn, like your toe you were talking about, we're able to provide positive blood flow to the area, and flush out inflammation and any toxins in the muscle tissue to help with the recovery process.
So when you say, Halo Cryotherapy,
Yeah.
is that just the name of your business, or are there different types of cryotherapy? So is Halo a type of cryotherapy, or that's just the name of your
That's
company?
the name of our company, yes.
Okay.
Yes. So we are a small business. We just have the 2 locations.
Where are the locations?
Yeah, we have one near 50th and France in Edina, and we just opened a really exciting one-stop shop concept with Tiger Fit in Minnetonka.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So how can people book appointments? Is there a phone number that they can go to, or is it better if they go on a website?
You could do either. We'd love to talk to you on the phone if you call 612-787-CRYO, which is 612-787-2796, or you can go to our website at halocryotherapy.com, and there's a schedule an appointment button right there on all the pages, basically.
And just so the public knows, Halo is spelled HALO. Cryotherapy is spelled CRYOTHERAPY.com.
Thank you.
So how
Appreciate it.
long so couple questions. So
Yeah.
how long is the average appointment? And then is there anything that you need to do to prepare for it? I mean, do you, you talk about like the inflammation,
Yeah.
like make sure you're drinking water or no water or fast or anything like that before you come in or.
Yeah, it's pretty simple. You don't have to do anything to prepare. We have everything for you in on site. The best way to do it, we schedule 10-minute appointments, so it's super quick and easy.
Oh, 10 minutes.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're in and out,
Yeah.
which is a huge convenience factor for people that are busy. So you're in, we send you to a changing room that's all yours. We have clean socks, clean robe, gloves, and slippers for you.
And they're big, like moon boot booties.
Yeah,
They're really cool.
fun, happy feet
Yeah.
slippers.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And so do you go in then without clothes on into the machine or
Right. So we have
okay.
you step on into the machine, the cryo sauna we call it, and
Mhm.
you hand the robe over the top to us because we want to expose the skin to cold temperatures. And it's a 2 to 3 minute session. There's someone with you that's certified and trained with you in the room at all times that's
Yep.
asking you questions and keeping your mind off of the
Yep.
cold as to the best of our ability.
Okay.
And they're great. I
Yeah.
mean, I can't remember the person who was helping me, but she was awesome.
Yeah.
She made me feel really comfortable.
Good.
And then she's like, you can jump up and down or kind of move around. Some people
Yep.
do circles. And so she was giving me all these ideas because I really don't like the cold. And I
Yes.
made it 2 minutes and 30 seconds. That was my kind of my optimal time to
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Which the first time I only did 2 minutes. And then she said you didn't get cold enough. So we
Right.
got to amp it
So
up.
obviously, it's just from your neck down, you're into
Exactly.
this machine.
Yep,
And then,
and you have mittens on and you have booties on.
Right.
okay.
So, and you
what
can
is
go
the
like this
reason
too.
for covering up your hands and your feet?
Because they're extremities and they get the coldest the fastest.
Okay.
So while we're in there, what happens is that we cause vasoconstriction of the blood vessels in our skin. So the blood leaves the skin to go to our core to protect our vital organs. So our hands and feet are at risk more than any other area of our body.
Okay.
So we cover the
interesting.
hands and feet because they could get uncomfortable if for the lack of a better word.
Okay.
We're not risking frostbite because we're not in there long enough. And it's a completely dry cold. So frostbite, you're at more of a risk for frostbite when there's moisture present.
Okay.
So dry skin, dry cold air, and it's completely safe. And we take your skin temperature, as Dawn had mentioned. She didn't get cold enough the first time. We take your skin temperature post-treatment to make sure that we're getting you cold enough, and we keep track of your time and temperature in your profile.
Okay.
And it's customizable for each client. And we track all that and make sure that you get the most out of those treatments.
What's the longest someone's been in there?
3 minutes is the maximum. Yeah.
Wow. So
Yeah.
there is a maximum. You can't go more than 3 minutes, period.
Right.
Okay.
Right. And
'Cause-
we have some people that double dip, we call it. So if they don't get cold enough in that 3 minute session, we let them warm up a bit, and then we put them right back in there to get them down to that response. Yeah.
And so how
Oh,
many,
wow.
so do people notice a difference after one treatment, or is it something like chiropractic where it's really kind of a maintenance plan? I know, and we talked, and maybe we can even talk when we have more time in the next segment about Tony Robbins. I know he's
Right.
a big proponent of it and does it
Right.
all the time. But how do you feel after the first treatment? Do you notice a difference, or what do most people experience?
You will notice a difference after the first one. Every situation is different, and every client that walks through the door is a little bit in a different situation, but you're going to get an extreme endorphin release as well as a norepinephrine release. Norepinephrine is the neurotransmitter that's released that affects the pleasure center of our brain and makes us feel really good. So it's really great. It's actually used for depression and anxiety.
I was going to say, wait a minute, no, something that makes you like happy and
Yeah.
excited.
Yeah.
Where do I get that?
It's
How do
the
I?
happy drug.
Yeah.
That's right. Yes.
Well, and I
Um,
can speak to that point. When
Yeah.
I got out the first time, actually every time I got out, but the first time I was like, it was very interesting because suddenly I was like, woohoo!
Yeah.
And I felt really kind of giddy. And
Yep.
then I got in my car and I'm like, I think I forgot to pay. And I might have even called back and said, did I pay? And then I
'Cause
remembered
you're
buying
just
the
so darn
package.
excited and-
Right.
Well, it was truly an endorphin
Yeah.
rush. I mean, it is a rush
Yep.
being in that cold like that and then accomplishing it.
So was it what you
and-
expected? So you had kind of, like you said, you talked to your trainer and you knew a little bit about it. So how about for you? Like, was it what you expected?
was
Did you notice a
better.
difference as well when you came
Yep.
out? Or
It was better
Awesome.
than I expected. So I felt my muscles felt much more relaxed, and my toes. So he did a special treatment and just spot treated my fractured toe,
Right.
and it felt amazing afterwards. I could barely walk on that foot. It was
Mm-hmm.
so bad. And I could walk after that. I
That's
wore
awesome.
open-toed shoes, but still, it was great. And then every time that I went back, I had that spot treatment
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
on that toe. And you could literally see the swelling come down
Yeah,
on my
as you
toe
were doing it.
as
Yeah.
they were doing
And
it.
so, how many treatments have you had?
I've had 4.
4 treatments. And how often, and maybe how often, Jack,
Yeah.
do they? Do you do the treatments? Like I know you said somebody could double dip. I mean, but
Right.
do you go like 4 times in a row, once a week, or what is the recommended time?
Yeah, so good question. When we start, there's a lot of things that are happening in the body, and we all have some sort of systemic inflammation that we're carrying around with us from day to day.
Mm-hmm.
So what we want to do is be pretty aggressive with it early on. Whether you have a 4 or Nuclean 4-pack like Dawn had done, or if you buy a 10-pack, you want to get them in pretty close succession to each other because they build on each other.
Okay.
So I would, if I had 4 of them, I would like to get them done within 7 to 10 days.
Oh, okay.
Yep,
Yeah.
I was going every week.
Yep.
Yep.
Right. And like you said, it's only a total of like 10 minutes by the time you get out, get in the
Super quick
machine
and easy.
and get out and everything like that. So it's
Yeah.
convenient. And so, real quick, we'll talk more. What are the hours that you're open then as well?
Yeah, so in our Edina location, we're open from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Thursday. And then it's 8 to 4 on Fridays and 10 to 4 on Saturdays.
Okay,
We're
great.
closed on Sundays. And then in our new Minnetonka location at Tiger Fit, we open nice and early at 7 a.m. And we close at 7:30 on Monday. The hours are kind of
Okay. Well, at least I was going to say some after hours appointments, which works for me.
Absolutely,
so.
yeah.
Great. Well,
Yeah.
really great stuff, Jack
Yeah,
Youngburn
thank
with
you
Halo
very much.
Cryotherapy. Thanks for sharing.
My pleasure.
I'm Stephanie Havel with Wells Fargo Home Mortgage.
And I'm Dawn Eldridge with Remax Results. When we come back, we're going to talk about other offerings that you have over at Halo Cryotherapy as well.
Great.
Thanks for listening.
It's gonna